Cosplay is considered a fun hobby for a lot of different people for different reasons. It can be an escape from regular life, just a moment to be able to be someone else and have fun. And for other people, it can be something that gives motivation to want to do something spectacular for a convention or for an event for their followers, to share their art and what they can create.
I think when Overwatch, the video game Overwatch, was really popular, there were so many big groups of Overwatch characters, so you could go to a convention or go to a community planned event and you would just know there's gonna be lots of people in Overwatch. So when I did May from Overwatch, that was pretty incredible, and I always loved getting to be a part of these big groups or just meet people based on the fact that, hey, you like Overwatch, I like Overwatch too. Like, let's take photos together, let's add each other on Facebook or Instagram and see each other at the next event.
Cosplay originally derives from costume play, which essentially comes down to being a character that you truly enjoy, whether that's a character from a video game or a book or a show or comics or anime. These are all the different things that different cosplays and characters come from, but some people also create characters on their own that come from their imagination, which really shows their creativity.
When I was 6 years old, Empire Strikes Back came out. We were introduced to the Emperor, and he's an evil wizard. I've gone as Emperor Palpatine to almost every Halloween and most costume parties since 1980. But I have a Darth Vader suit, by which I mean it's a Darth Vader suit and tie. And I wear that with the Darth Vader helmet, Darth Vader lightsaber umbrella. I call it Gentleman Vader.
The culture itself is sharing your art with other people who also enjoy cosplay for different reasons. And it becomes a community where people can share these different creations with one another and truly complement one another. So the community itself is quite accepting, really fun, very creative. There are so many friendly people who just want to admire what other people make. Not everybody attends cosplay events in cosplay. They truly just want to see what other people can create and share for everyone to see. And some of them can be really cool, how they create the different ways of making these characters.
I love making props because it's a trial and error process. It's a whole trying to figure out what can I make to make it look cool. And so I love to make weapons that are just larger than me because it looks better. So that's kind of what I've been doing ever since, and my builds just keep getting bigger. My hardest build that I ever created was an original character design of an armor build of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I made her outfit completely made out of foam armor and a weapon. It took me quite a few months to create, but wearing it was a little bit difficult too because I had to paint my body blue. But it was a really cool cosplay, and it's my most well-known cosplay to date.
The community itself at times can be judgmental, just like any other community. Sometimes there's people who just get very competitive, but that's not really what cosplay is. Cosplay is meant to be an outlet or a hobby for people to enjoy themselves. And so when it becomes judgmental, it can turn ugly. It can become a lot of bashing and bullying, and that's not what cosplay is. We have seen the cosplay community fight that a lot, trying to protect one another and truly compliment one another and lift each other up. But ultimately, as long as someone enjoys what they're doing, it does not matter who you are or what you look like. It matters that you are enjoying what you're doing.
You are your own harshest judge. Don't let your inner voice discourage you from what you want to do. You can put a white bucket on your head and cut a T out of it and be Boba Fett. It's not that much. When you go out in a costume, what you see is everything wrong with it. And what everyone else sees is how much work you put into it and how much you love this character. And conversely, there are people out there who will tell you, you're the wrong color for that character. You're the wrong shape for that, the wrong gender, whatever. Don't listen to that. I play an 88-year-old disfigured monster. When's someone gonna tell me, hey, you're too good looking to play that character? Not gonna happen.
Cosplay is also becoming more mainstream. It's a bit more popular now. And so sometimes we're also fighting off a lot of the misinterpretations of cosplay, whether that be the myths such as cosplay being a fetish, or that it's sinning in some sort of way in terms of religion, or it's more sexually based, which is not always the case. I think a lot of people who don't understand the cosplay community or the culture of it make these assumptions because they aren't familiar with the different shows and animes that people are portraying those characters from. And so there's a lot of misinterpretations.
Everyone experiences bullying, and people don't like other people that are different. So in the beginning, the biggest draw for me was the fact that I could feel a part of a community. I could feel accepted. I could dress in all these weird, wacky ways, not wait for Halloween. There's all these other people who are also interested in these nerdy things that I like. For sure, people would approach me and say, hey, like, why are you dressed like this? And I would always just say, like, oh, I'm this character. This is where I'm going. And people would be like, oh, you're going to a convention. Sure, maybe someone would give me a bad look, but I'm the type of person to really just enjoy what I'm doing and not be so worried about what others are thinking. Of course, if you're more of a self-conscious person, or you're very quiet, or you don't like people approaching you and having to explain what you're doing, it may be a lot more intimidating or feel like bullying. But I think it's really about traveling with a friend or someone as well. You kind of have that companionship to not feel alone.
Ultimately, cosplay and its community are where people come together to support one another, to support their art and their creations, and that can come in the form of sewing or armor and weapon building. This is just a few to list of what cosplay can be, and just sharing all those different characters because that's what we love to do.
I think we all played dress up and when we were kids, and some of us just never quit.